everyone, I'm Amy Lacey. Thank you for joining us. We begin with breaking news. Operations are getting back to normal at Richmond International Airport after a threatening phone call forced officials to evacuate the airport this morning. This is what it looked like out there earlier. Finally, passengers were allowed back in the terminal just before 9:30 this morning. Our 8 News reporter Josh Landon is there live at RIC now with the latest. Josh.
Well, Amy, we've had crews out here all morning and things are back to normal for the most part, but it was a completely different story here at Richmond International Airport just hours ago. According to officials here at the airport, a call came in shortly after 6 o'clock this morning regarding some sort of threat. Security acted quickly and evacuated all passengers from the terminal, which led to a number of flights being delayed. A number of security sweeps were done throughout the airport and parking lots. Now, by 9:40 this morning, all the sweeps were done and the terminal and parking lot reopened. We spoke to passengers who were evacuated from the airport.
It's kind of concerning, you know, with everything that's going on in the world and with the recent incidents even in our own nation. But I'm really kind of comfortable with the way that security and everybody handled it and got us out of the building. They weren't nervous or anything, but was very assertive in that we have to evacuate, and everybody cooperated. So it's not a bad experience. It's just an eye-opener.
Again, we've had crews out here all morning and we have been checking inside quite a bit. Now, one thing to keep in mind, security lines are pretty long at this time while going through TSA. So keep in mind if you do come to the airport sometime later on today. Of course, we'll be out here and bring the very latest on 8 News at 5 and 6. Live at Richmond International Airport, Josh Landon, 8 News.
Thank you, Josh. And we spoke to passengers.
Yes, Laura, imagine you're at the airport around 6 o'clock in the morning. You're taking care of a couple of things before getting on your flight, and then out of nowhere, security guards come up to you and tell you to get outside of the airport right away. Well, that's exactly what happened here at the airport. Take a look.
We're going on our honeymoon. Got married on Sunday.
This happily married couple is only a tiny fraction of the many people who had to be evacuated from Richmond International Airport. When the report of a potential threat came in shortly after 6 o'clock this morning, security acted quickly and alerted all the passengers.
I was eating and a security guard came by and looked at me and said, "Ma'am, you're going to need to put down the coffee and leave the building. We have had a report of hazardous material."
Passengers say it took between 10 to 15 minutes to get everyone outside safely. And even though they cooperated, you can see it wasn't a good time for them.
People just standing in the middle of the road.
But despite the hassle with delayed flights and getting caught in an airport evacuation, passengers say they are pleased with how security responded.
I think that everybody was fairly calm just across the board. I think that people, you know, were attentive and listening to what the security folks were saying.
I think that the employees handled it very well. So it wasn't, you know, nobody panicked.
Now, aside for some long lines getting through TSA checkpoint and some delayed flights, everything is back to normal here at the airport. Live at RIC, Josh Landon, 8 News.
All right, thank you, Josh. Thank you, Laura.